Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the quietest yet most destructive revenue leaks in medical group finance: adjustments. The write-offs, the staff mistakes, the unmonitored decisions that erode your bottom line. We'll talk about what adjustments are, why many revenue cycle departments don't monitor them, the real cost of uncontrolled write-offs, and how you can take back control. If you're a physician leader, an administrator, a CFO, or part of a practice leadership team, this episode is for you. Welcome to Medical Money Matters, the podcast where you can find experts, answers, and resources so that you can achieve mastery over the financial and business aspects of your practice. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Jill Arena. I began my career in accounting and finance, and I have more than 30 years of experience running medical groups. I own and operate a national healthcare consulting and revenue cycle company, and I am the author of Physician Heal Thy Financial Self. In 2020, I co-founded the Physician Leadership Project, and in 2025, I released Physician's Edge, the first of its kind CME-accredited online business education for physicians. My passion is to increase financial and business literacy for physicians. Episode 161, Adjustments: How You're Losing Real Revenue Without Even Knowing It. Imagine this: you see a patient, order the labs, do the follow-up, navigate the complexity, chart the visit, and deliver the care. The work is done. Then someone in the billing department closes the claim with a single click, marking it as adjusted off. You never see the revenue. You might not even know it was written off. That's a dollar, or many dollars, you earned but never realized. And it happens way more often than you think. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the quietest yet most destructive revenue leaks in medical group finance: adjustments. The write-offs, the staff mistakes, the unmonitored decisions that erode your bottom line. We'll talk about what adjustments are, why many revenue cycle departments don't monitor them, the real cost of uncontrolled write-offs, and how you can take back control. If you're a physician leader, an administrator, a CFO, or part of a practice leadership team, this episode is for you. Let's begin with a fundamental question. What do I mean by adjustments? In revenue cycle management terms, an adjustment is a reduction to your billed charge. Some adjustments are absolutely legitimate: contractual adjustments that reflect the negotiated payer rate, or charity care that reflects a documented policy. But too often, what we call adjustments are discretionary or administrative write-offs. These happen when a claim is denied, too difficult to appeal, or billed out too late, and someone simply decides to adjust off the amount instead of working it. That distinction matters. If you only analyze contractual adjustments, you may feel okay. But when I say write-offs or adjustments, I mean the discretionary ones. The claims seem too hard to appeal. I know the payer won't pay. It's past timely filing. The doctor did the work but will never collect, so we'll just write it off. Those are the write-offs that silently eat away at your practice's margin. Revenue leakage, the money you earned but haven't collected, is a massive issue. According to recent industry analysis, practices lose millions due to manual errors, delayed billing, underworked denials, and inefficient workflows. One article noted that U.S. providers lost an estimated 1 to 5% of net patient revenue annually to preventable leakage. Write-offs count as a form of leakage, and when no one is monitoring who's making adjustments, why they're making them, or whether appeals were even attempted, the dollar impact multiplies. In many medical groups, the revenue cycle department has a free hand with adjustments. There may be little policy, little oversight, minimal training, and what results is a culture where any staff member may adjust an account because it looks lost. We'll never get paid, just write it off. Too late to follow up, let's drop it. These kinds of decisions are made often by undertrained or low-paid billing staff who don't necessarily recognize the gravity of the work the physician did and the revenue that's now being given away. And make no mistake, this is real work. real physician time, real services, real patient care. Yet the write-off culture treats it as if it were expendable. That's the disconnect. The clinical side is held accountable for results. The revenue side often isn't held accountable for losses. Let's walk through how this plays out day by day. A physician sees a visit and documents it. It's coded, it's billed, but the payer denies it for missing authorization. The billing staff sees the denial, thinks, too much work, clicks, adjust off. No appeal, no second review, no escalation. And that physician-provided work becomes zero revenue because someone treated it like it was trivial. That's how margins erode. Another scenario, a patient has a large deductible. The office waits until after the visit to collect. The patient leaves, the balance goes unpaid. Some billing staff person decides, this is too much bother. Mark it as bad debt or charge it off. That's an adjustment too. Patient responsibility, but never turned into cash. And a third, the claim is submitted late, beyond the timely filing deadline of the payer. Instead of prioritizing the follow-up, the team writes it off. Again, that's a service rendered, a check-in done, your time used, and you got zero. Why does this happen? Several root causes. First, no formal adjustment policy. Many billing staff are left to, quote, use discretion without guidelines. Second, no oversight or manager review. The same team that works denials may also do write-offs, so there's no dual control. Third, a lack of reporting and visibility. Nobody ever pulls a report that says, hey, this person is writing off $50,000 this year, and no appeals were done. Fourth, undertraining. Billing staff may not know how to appeal or escalate claims. They may think it's easier to write it off than fight the payer. And number 5, culture. Some staff may assume physicians and the practice are wealthy and won't notice small write-offs, or that revenue is abundant and little losses don't matter. When adjustments are handled this way, it adds up fast. Consider this. Suppose a small write-off of $200 happens 5 times per week by a biller who isn't supervised. That's $1,000 per week, or roughly $52,000 per year per staff member. A practice with multiple billers doing similar work could easily lose $250,000 to $500,000 annually without even realizing it. Now, let's talk some more numbers. In the healthcare industry, millions of dollars are lost each year to revenue leakage and write-offs. Missed charges, manual errors, and unaddressed claims contribute to huge losses. If a mid-sized medical group does $20 million in revenue and loses just 2% to uncontrolled adjustments, that's $400,000 a year. That money could fund an additional hire, expand services, invest in technology, or just show increased margin. And it's not just the money lost, it's the lost opportunity. When that write-off happens, you lose the chance to diagnose why the claim failed, to learn from it, to improve the process. You lose the ability to trace root causes because the claim disappears silently. You lose visibility into payer trends, team performance, and revenue integrity. Let's dig into a few types of adjustments and why they matter. You're listening to Medical Money Matters, a weekly podcast brought to you by Healthy Practices, a healthcare consulting and revenue cycle company dedicated to keeping our clients independent. Please reach out if we can do anything at all to support your practice. You can find more information online at healtheps.com. That's www.healtheps.com. Please follow or subscribe to get all future episodes downloaded as soon as they're released. Contractual adjustments. Those are the ones you expect based on payer contracts. They're legitimate. They represent the difference between the bill charge and the allowed amount. Those are fine and customary. Timely filing write-offs. These are claims submitted after the payer's deadline. If time limits have expired, there is reimbursement risk. And adjust-off decisions should be scrutinized. Did someone follow up? Was the delay internal? Theoretically, a group should have $0 written off for timely filing. Claims should be filed timely. Period. Denial write-offs. A claim denied for documentation, eligibility, or missing prior authorization. Instead of appealing, the team writes it off. That's a revenue leak. Again, all of these should be appealed until they are paid. Patient responsibility write-offs. Instead of collecting copays, deductibles, and balances at point of service or via follow-up, the staff just writes off the balance. That's more common now, especially with high deductible plans, but it is preventable. Each of these adjustment types has to be properly coded, documented, approved, and audited. Without that, you're just giving away cash. So how should you fix this? Let's walk through the solution steps. Number 1, create a formal adjustment policy. Categorize adjustments, contractual versus discretionary. Set thresholds. For example, any adjustment over $250 requires manager sign-off. Define acceptable reasons and require documentation for each adjustment. Number 2, build adjustment reporting and analytics. Monthly reports by staff member, number and dollar value of adjustments, reasons, and appeals attempted. Analyze patterns. Who is writing off the most? Are appeals being attempted in each case? Is someone working to reduce avoidable denials? Number 3, segregate duties and strengthen oversight. The person who performs denials follow-up should not have the ability to unilaterally write off without review. Create a process where write-offs above a threshold go to RCM leadership for approval. Number 4, train your team. Billers and coders should understand the value of each claim. They should know how to research payer policies, escalate appeals, follow timelines, and collaborate with clinicians. Emphasize, these are not non-revenue activities. They are finger-on-the-pulse activities of your finances. Number 5, track root cause and feedback loop. For each adjustment, capture the reason. Missing auth, late filing, patient not reachable, etc. Aggregate that data. Identify high-frequency causes. Address the upstream issues. Improve scheduling, eligibility verification, front desk collections. Number 6, make revenue integrity visible to leadership. Bring adjustment metrics into your leadership dashboard. Tie revenue cycle health to strategic financial meetings. Show that write-offs are real losses, not just billing problems. Number 7, benchmark and set targets. Use industry metrics, denial rates, clean claim rates, write-off percentages. If your write-off rate is higher than recommended, set goals for a reduction. And number 8, if necessary, seek an external audit. An external review can reveal hidden adjustments, process gaps, staff training needs. At Healthy Practices, we assist medical groups in reviewing adjustment trends and building improvement plans with our revenue cycle assessments. Now let's talk about culture, because this is not purely a systems problem, it's about mindset. Some RCM teams think of write-offs as a cost of doing business. But they're not. They're a symptom of control gaps. When staff get accustomed to writing off claims with little oversight, you create an environment of casual revenue loss. That filters into the practice culture. It's okay if we don't collect here. And that's dangerous. Imagine a practice where every staff member thinks, if a claim seems too hard to follow up, it's just easier to write it off than to stress about it. That mindset needs to be changed. Instead, you want a team culture that says, we do everything we reasonably can to collect because it matters. Because it does. That doctor's work matters. That patient's care matters. And your practice's financial stability depends on it. One practical action for you. Pull your last 90 days of adjustments. Filter by user, reason code, and amount. Sort by the highest dollar value. Ask, were these legitimate write-offs? Was an appeal attempted? Was there a documented reason this was written off? If you find patterns, repeat user, same reason, you have a red flag. That's a revenue leak you can plug. And if you find that nobody ever runs these reports, then you have a process gap. At the end of the day, the revenue you're losing to unmonitored adjustments isn't hypothetical. It's real, it's tangible, and it's avoidable. Bringing this home, every dollar you adjust off is a dollar you could have collected. That dollar could pay for staff, technology, physician development, or simply improve your margin. That dollar reflects the physician's work, the team's effort, the patient's journey. Don't let it vanish. If you're thinking, we already know this about write-offs and hope this isn't you, ask yourself, do we know who's making write-offs? Do we know why? Do they have training? And lastly, do we review this monthly? If the answer to any of these questions is no or uncertain, you're likely leaving money on the table. Lots of it. If you'd like help reviewing your adjustments, identifying risk, building policies, and training your staff, our team at Healthy Practices is here for you. We always start with a no-cost introductory meeting to understand your group's specific challenges and to walk you through next steps. Not a sales pitch, just a consult. Thanks for spending time with me today. If this episode sparked something for you, share it with your billing leader, your operations director, your physician leader. Because you can't fix what you don't see. Until next time. You can find more information online at medicalmoneymatterspodcast.com, and you can sign up to be notified when enrollment opens for the Medical Money Matters e-learning program for a mini MBA physician style, which will carry CME credits and will be released in upcoming months. In that, we'll do an even deeper dive so you can understand dynamic budgeting strategies, cash flow forecasting, and other more esoteric financial concepts. We've included those links in the show notes. As I like to close out these podcasts, congratulations on taking the next step in your professional development and for making the commitment to learn about the financial and business aspects of your practice. I look forward to being on this journey with you and send you my heartfelt gratitude for all that you do for your patients all day, every day.